it's Danielle here. It's been a long time since I made a video, so bear with me. I might be a little bit nervous or all over the place, but I'm going to try anyway. So I want to talk to you about self-sabotage, just because it played a really big part in my life, and I hope maybe in some way it can encourage somebody. But I'm not going to go into detail about how it started and what could have caused me to self-sabotage. I'm just going to go straight into that season of my life, which was from 2007 to about 2015. So that's a 8-year period where I was self-sabotaging. And during that time, I mentioned this before, I struggle with an eating disorder. So sometimes I'll go through a period of a few years of eating a lot until I was painfully full, and sometimes I would have thrown up maybe 7 times a day. Sometimes I didn't throw up at all. It was really, there's no real pattern to my behaviors, and sometimes I'll go through a few years where I wasn't really eating enough or just engaging in other ritualistic eating behaviors. And certainly throughout that whole time, I wasn't eating any healthy food like fruits or vegetables, maybe occasionally like once a week, but in general, I wasn't eating anything good. It was all bad stuff. And I was abusing prescription drugs. So I would use them to, I don't know, if I was really angry or really upset, sometimes I'll take something really strong that would knock me out, and then I would just sleep because I just don't want to deal with either the guilt or the anger or whatever is going on inside me. I just don't want to deal with it. I just want to sleep and wake up and start a new day. I'd also engage in a lot of like verbal abuse towards myself in my head, and I would tell myself just a lot of really horrible things and a lot of negativity, obviously, and ruminate about the past or things that I said that were wrong, or think about doing things in my head but never actually do them. And I would waste a lot of time like on the internet and procrastinate. But the worst thing out of all of those is I isolated myself. From 2007 to 2010, I did see some people. I was traveling in other countries, so I saw people from time to time, even though I was still struggling with an eating disorder and depression and anxiety. I was still seeing people. But from 2010 to 2005, that's when I completely isolated myself from anyone. The only people I saw was my partner, and occasionally I might see a family member, usually at Christmas time or some other like gathering. I might see my parents or something, but in general I just hid on my own, and I was really lonely, and I knew I wanted to change. I knew I was wasting my life because I was just hiding away. I was engaging in all these really bad behaviors. During that time, I got diagnosed with so many different illnesses like osteoporosis, hernias, digestive problems in my bowels, and lupus, eczema. I don't know if my self-sabotage caused all of these things, but I know it definitely caused some of them, and I regret that. I regret that I put my body through all of that, and now I have to live with the consequences for the rest of my life. I felt like I ruined my body, I've ruined my life, and that's it. I'm never going to get better. I'm always going to be depressed. I'm always going to have a very sick, unhealthy body, and I basically just wanted to give up on living. But obviously I didn't give up on life. I'm still here. I was able to keep going, and that's a whole other story. But one thing that helped me break out of self-sabotage was about 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. My granny was really sick, and we had a really close relationship. I would spend all my summers at her house, and she's like one of the nicest people in the world. Like, I mean, okay, I don't want to get emotional. But anyway, she was so nice. Everyone loved her. Like, I don't know anyone who could not love her. And she was so innocent and at heart, but she also had like a nice humor. And she was sick about 2.5 years ago, so we went down to see her, and she couldn't talk and she couldn't even open her eyes. But I said hello to her and I was talking to her, and all she could do was like cry. But the next, I think it was that night, she passed away. And I didn't really grieve much at the time. I think I was so depressed, and when you're depressed you just don't really have much emotion. I was really dead inside and numb. I was just really dead and numb and no emotions. But a few months later I had a dream, and in that dream she was there, and she was telling me how much she wants to see me more. And this is actually based on reality, because the last time I had previously seen her, she like held my arm and said, please come and see me more, I want to see you more, and you don't visit me enough, I want to spend more time with you. And I promised her, yes, I'll be back, I'll come see you soon. And I didn't, because I was so depressed and so lost in my own inner world. But anyway, I had this dream that she was telling me how much she wants to see me, and I was like, oh, I'll schedule in my calendar all the times we can see each other. And I said maybe every 2 weeks I'll come see you, and we'll spend the whole weekend together. And we started planning like what we would do together. And then I woke up, and then that's when it kind of hit me. I was like, she's not there, she's not coming back, that's it. Like there's no, I'll never get to make up for that time. Are those years that I wasted, those years I could have spent seeing her. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. It just reality hit me. I need to wake up. I need to take life a little bit more seriously, because we only have one life on earth. There's no, we don't die and then we get another life, unless you believe in reincarnation. But we only have this. We only have this time with our family and our friends, this whole life that we have. This is it. And we don't even know how long that lasts. We don't know how long we have the people around us, how long they'll be there. Our lives are a gift. We are responsible for it. We're responsible for how we take care of our bodies and how we take care of the people around us. And we're called to love others and also take care of ourselves, like love ourselves. Obviously not become really self-absorbed, but we have a responsibility to be in a position where we are healthy enough and we are looking after ourselves enough so we can look after others and really invest in other people's lives. And maybe you don't believe in that, that's okay, but that's just something that I believe in. It's been about 2 years or 2.5 years of me trying to get out of that pattern of self-sabotage. I thought it'd be easier than it was. It was so hard, because when something is ingrained in your mind, like a lot of self-hate and a lot of self-defeating thoughts, it's so hard to break out of those. But you have to make that choice every day, every hour. But every time I get those thoughts in my mind about self-hate and I can't do this and you should hide away, or I don't know, things that just hold me back, I need to change them with words that are more empowering and more realistic and more rational, in a more positive way, as opposed to being very negative and always expecting the worst. My behaviors have really changed a lot. I don't engage in bad eating behaviors. I eat healthy foods now. Well, I try to, not always. Like, I do eat junk and I do self-sabotage from time to time, but nowhere near the extent I used to. And I do now put myself out there and I socialize and I try to see people as much as possible. I'm always in contact with my family, as opposed to before, which I never spoke to them at all. And now I don't see them as much as I would like to, but that's something I need to work on a little bit more. And yeah, I'm just so different from where I was a few years ago, and I hope I continue to break out of this cage or this cave of self-sabotage and isolation and get to a better place, because I'm done with wasting my life. I'm done with self-sabotage. It added no benefit to my life. It adds no benefit to anybody's life. And really, it's wrong. It should be thrown away. It should be, not in our lives at all. Whether you've been struggling with something for 2 years or 8 years like myself, or 30 years, I believe you can break free from it. It might take a long time, it might be really hard, it might be really challenging, but I believe that you can work through it. I've seen people who've struggled with something for like 50 years, strong addictions, and they're able to break free from it. It's so hard, but they did it, and if they can do it, then we can do it too. And that sounds really cheesy, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. Remember to respect your time, respect your life, respect your body, be responsible for it, and take care of it and take care of yourself. And I will speak to you soon or sometime. I don't know. We'll see. But take care. Bye.